And let me make sure. Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. All right, we should be better. One second. Let's work through these technical. Okay, great. We are on track. Everyone can hear me. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me say what I was saying again. Welcome, Legacy Builders. Welcome to another Tea Time Tuesday. As always, I am so grateful to be here with you. Let me see my regular folks. Good morning, Mark, Dr. Roxanne. Great to see you. Ron, hello. Tamel, good to see you. Thank you. You can hear me. Wonderful. Sheila, Markel, good morning, everyone. Let me make sure I can see you all. And let me know what you are drinking this morning, your beverage of choice. We come together every Tuesday sipping our tea. And I had my tea earlier today. It was a crazy morning. So right now I'm drinking water. But typically, I had my tea. Uh, um, and I need to hydrate right now. Let me know what you are bringing to the table for this Tea Time Tuesday. Is always about your beverage of choice. So welcome, welcome. Let me make sure I get everyone in and we can get started. Who do we have here? Water tea. Okay. Yes. Good morning. Oh, there's my mother. I love it. Drinking her warm water. Yes. Okay. Good morning. Come on in. So let me also take this time as you share what you're drinking. I want to welcome our guest because we have guests who are streaming in from other platforms today. So if you're watching me from LinkedIn or YouTube or any other streaming platform, we are so happy you can join us. You are in for a treat because this is a remarkable community. So, of course, I'm going to encourage you to join the Facebook community, which is the Legacy Builder Group for First Generation Millionaires, because in here is where the party's really happy. It's where the real tea party is. But I welcome you to join us, listen to me, comment wherever you are seeing me right now. So welcome. We get together every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And really, the point of us coming together every week is to elevate our money behavior in order to establish a strong build multi-generational wealth. Isn't that right, legacy builders? That's what we're about. I love it. Yes, our community is lit. You guys, it's so fun in here. So every Tuesday, I so look forward to this. So it takes more, really the point of this community, because we understand it takes more than just money to leave an inheritance for your children's children. Money can't be enough so often. An inheritance can destroy a person, but a true legacy is what it means to leave an inheritance for your children's children. And that comes with a mindset that can handle it. So it takes a legacy builder mindset. And we do that week by week. Every week, this incredible community provides me with the honor of coaching them through deep and vulnerable money conversations in order to grow in their positions as legacy builders, because that is who we are. We are legacy builders. Can I get an amen from my community? Isn't that who we are? We're legacy builders. So that is what we're doing here. And like I said, you're just welcome to join us. All right. So today, the reason why I've opened this up to everyone is because we're doing a little something special for the month of December. Today, we start a weekly process in which I'm dedicated. Yes, dedicated to coaching you using the 4 R's model, which is something that's used that many behavioral financial experts use to help you prepare for your next level of financial growth, financial freedom, and overall wellness. peace of mind, all of those good things. So we are taking it step by step this month. For those who may not be familiar with behavioral finance, because again, I am streaming on various platforms. Some of you are seeing me for the very first time, have no idea who I am. I am, my name is Marcella Mauldin Williams, and I am a behavioral financial advisor. That's one of the roles that I play in this life, a behavioral financial advisor. And what that is a combination of traditional finance, neuroscience, and psychology. So really, in that combination, we provide um, really helping. We provide insights on financial behavior. Why you do the things you do with money, and then I'm also able to equip you with tools to help you gain more understanding and control of your relationship with money. That's a really important part. So that's what I do, and that's what behavioral financial advisors do. So let's get into it. Or just pause and say hello. Welcome my group because I don't sit here talk to myself. Like I said, the community is great. So good morning, Jennifer. Great to see you. Hello, Francesca. Welcome, welcome. And I hope you are feeling better. From last week. So good to see you here with me this morning. Okay, so the 4R process. What we're going to do, what we're starting with today and what we're going to do throughout the month of December. We're going to I'm going to let you go through the 4R process with me. And the reason why this is important is because this is the reality. And I'm just going to look at it as what it is. When we are faced with significant financial situations, which we all at some point in our lives are going to face, especially as we are leveling up, as we're growing, as we're building wealth, when we face these financial situations, they often trigger emotional responses in our brain that, guess what, overrides our rational thinking. Yes, our brain's emotional center is typically disabled when this happens. So it really just removes our ability to truly function from a rational place. And it just disables that part of the brain. And this is often referred to as amygdala hijack. It's the amygdala hijack. And the amygdala is the emotional center of your brain. And that's what's being hijacked. And that when these, like I said, big financial situations occur. So this is what's going on from a neuroscience perspective in our brain. So this method, the 4Rs method, is specifically designed to help interrupt this hijack, which is our brain's default setting. It's the default response to these external financial situations. So it's meant to disrupt the hijacking from happening and then rewire our brain to make the best possible financial choices and to say no to the hijacking. So if you're with me, I want you to type in the group, just so I know you hear me. We're all on the same page. No more hijacking. That's what I want you to type. So community legacy builders, just add to the comments, no more hijacking, because that's what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to stop that process. So no more hijacking. And as you put that into the comments, we're going to get started. So hopefully you have downloaded your journal or you have it in front of you, because we're going to go through it together. And I have mine with me in front of me. So you should have either, your printout, or if you have it on screen, that's fine. Maybe you prefer you have your own little notebook and you prefer to journal in there, but you have your you have your sheets up front and you can see what we're about to go through. Either way, whatever works for you, just have it in front of you. Mark is going to drop the link in the comment section so you can access it. So Mark will post it right there. So keep a lookout for it. There you go. He just posted it. Thank you, Mark. And you can go ahead and download it right now. So let's get started. Today, we are starting with recognize. The first of the four R's is recognize. And why are we starting with recognize? Because we have to recognize where we are first in order to get to where we really want to be. It operates like a GPS, right? You have to put in your coordinates. The GPS needs to recognize where your current location is and then to be able to determine the best route to where you want to be. So we are plugging in those coordinates and we're going to use this worksheet and the prompts in the journal to be able to start where we are. So are you all ready to go into this deep dive? And thank you all for no more hijacking. I love it. We're stopping it here. And this is how we're going to make sure that we disrupt this hijacking process. Let's look at the first prompt. And we're going to take stock of your current money mindset. And by doing that, first, we're going to evaluate your belief and attitudes about money. I'm actually looking at the wrong one. So actually, here we go. We're going to evaluate your beliefs and attitudes about money. Yes, I'm on the right page here. Are they helping you or hindering your financial success? Give me 1 second. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. Yes. Are they helping or hindering your financial success? So that's the question. We're going to start right off the back. Yes. Y'all know how I do. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and look at it for what it is. How is your current attitude towards money serving you? Is it serving you? Is it helping? Okay, we got some helping. Very good. I love, and it's okay. Maybe it's, could use some improving, Do you have a positive attitude towards the money overall? Could your attitude use some work? Based off, and we talked about this, we've had some great conversations about understanding where our money mindset comes from. Why do we think the way we think? What is actually shifting? What is actually creating and causing us to believe what we do believe around money? So, tapping into that and taking an honest look at where you are right now, that's what we want to do. We're thinking about our belief system as it relates to money and our attitude about money. And this shows up, and this really can impact how we move forward. We have to look at this because we do not want to take anything that is not serving us into 2024. Okay. So that's the first one. Let me look at it. Let me read a comment here. Honestly, a work in progress is the help. Wonderful, Dr. Roxanne. Thank you. Markel, helping immensely. My attitude towards money has grown more positively year after year. So glad to hear that. Wonderful. Continue to share because also your comments and sharing and being honest helps with this accountability helps. That's what this group was about. We're going to touch on that. The next one, we want to identify any negative thought patterns. So recognize any limiting beliefs or negative self-talk related to money that may be holding you back. Let's peel back another layer here and take a closer look at our beliefs. Are you holding any limiting beliefs about money? And are they showing up through your negative self-talk? Ooh, yes, I am requiring you to be very honest with yourself. And like I said, it's great if you can share because it holds you accountable to yourself. I'm happy to help with accountability, but by posting, and being honest with yourself, you're holding yourself accountable to yourself. And that's even more important. So let's be honest with where you are. You can write it down or post it in the comments. How are you with your belief system? Are there any limiting beliefs or negative self-talk around money that you're noticing? Sheila says, my money mindset is thrifty for knowledge as I continue to improve. Wonderful. Oh, thirsty. I'm sorry, thrifty. Yeah, that's why I need my glasses. My money mindset is thirsty for knowledge as I continue to improve. Wonderful. Yeah, I love it. That thirst, that hunger. That's what we long for. So with this step, you can be really surprised about how this can show up. And I have to share an example that I came across. I think it was just yesterday. I was watching an Instagram reel, and it had to do. It was Sylvester Stallone. He was standing in front of the Rocky monument in Philadelphia. It was on a rainy day, and he's standing there, and this young kid was reciting this entire speech from Rocky. It was so cute, so impressive. The kid must have been like 10 years old, and he had this entire speech memorized, and he was like really embodying it and reciting it to Sylvester Stallone. And I looked in the comments, as y'all know I do. I read the comments, and one comment stood out to me. And it said, I hope I never get to the point that I need someone to hold an umbrella for me. Now, in this reel, I mentioned Sylvester Stallone is standing in front of his monument in the rain, and there's someone there holding an umbrella over him. And so the comment said, I hope I never get to a point where I need someone to hold an umbrella. Then someone else adds, comments to this and says, it's not that he needs someone, but he can have someone hold an umbrella for him. And then he ends it with money emoji. So he kind of emphasized that he doesn't need someone to hold an umbrella, is that he can have someone hold an umbrella because he can financially afford that. And then the original commenter said, well, my thoughts are still the same. And I thought this was interesting because what this individual didn't realize is that his money mindset was showing up in this comment. And I'm always telling my kids, people are always telling on themselves. We are always telling on ourselves. So it's important to be aware of this, whether we recognize it or not. The individual, even though someone came back with a different perspective, the original commenter stood by their original comment, which was, I hope I never get to the point that I don't need or I can have someone hold an umbrella for me. What he didn't realize was that he was interpreting, I hope I never get to a point where I can afford to have someone hold an umbrella for me. That's what he was interpreting it without realizing it. And that's the thing about particular money mindsets and how they show up in everyday conversations. When we criticize others or when we look at others with money and we have issues with it, that is our money attitudes, our limiting beliefs. That is showing up. So I want you to really be aware of that in your life. How are your limiting beliefs about money and your attitudes about money showing up in your life? All right. So, and I see some great comments here. He said, but doesn't the guy holding the umbrella need to eat? I see. I love that, Markel. The person, he's understanding that the person holding the umbrella, is employed. He's doing, Sylvester Stallone is providing a service by employing someone to hold an umbrella. That is a perspective of looking at things. So thank you for adding that, Markel, because it's really important that we look at the full picture of money situations. So let me go on to the next one because we are limited on time here, and I want to make sure I touch on all of these points. Understand your financial behavior. That's the next point. So, what are your spending habits, saving patterns, and areas of weakness? Yes, this requires us to look at the numbers. And I'm going to ask you, and you can drop in the comments, how often do you look at your numbers? How often do you log into your online accounts and see the activity that's going on there? Do you use any type of apps to track your spending and saving habits? Any financial apps, software? And we don't really use software as much anymore, but applications. Let me know in the comments. How often do you look at your numbers? And then also let me know if there are any particular financial apps that you use for tracking your spending and saving behavior, or just habits. What's going on with your money. Drop it in the comments as well. Let me know what you use. And you know what? Thank you for your honesty. Not often enough. Mark, if you can drop any names, I know we often recommend Mint, QuickBooks. These are all apps. They provide tools to allow you to really do well with seeing your money habits. So let me know if you use any and what they are, and and be able to do that. Any area of financial weakness must be recognized in order for us to do something about it. I know it's challenging. I know it's not easy to face this reality. And I'm not doing this to punish you. I'm doing this because I know why you're here. I know why you show up week by week. It's because you want more, you desire more, and you know you deserve more. You are a legacy builder, and this is what it takes to build your legacy. So let's analyze our recognize our areas of weakness, analyze them, and do something about it. But that's not all. We don't want to just stop there. We want to acknowledge our financial strengths as well. We want to identify areas where you have proven financial discipline, knowledge, or skills. What are the areas that you are good in? Maybe you're contributing to your 401k. Maybe you check your financial accounts every week. Maybe you are good at that. This is what I want you to focus on. And, we have a tendency to fixate on our weaknesses. No matter what area, financial or anything else, we fixate on our weaknesses. We fixate on other people's weaknesses. All right. But we're not doing that. No, 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 no. We are not doing that. Not in this group. I want you to pay attention to your strengths. So I want you to let me know what is a financial strength of yours. I want you to think about that. If you can't think about it right now to add it to the group, then I want you to be able to write it down, think about it, and add it to the comments later on. What are your strengths? Add them there. And this is why I want you to do that. I want you to hone in on whatever that thing is that you do well financially. And as you do that, I want you to think about, why are you good at it? Why have you been able to come this far doing that thing that you do well? And then add the next thing, whatever the next area of finance that maybe you're not as strong with and you want to improve upon, let that be your next priority to strengthen. And we're going to add to that. All right. So instead of fixating on our weakness, we acknowledge it, we recognize it, but really highlight the strengths. Understand why, what contributes to that strength, and then let's add to it. All right. So your financial strengths. Let's look at that. And thank you everyone who was adding the financial apps to the group. Thank you, Mark, for adding that. We talked about QuickBooks, Rocketbook, in addition to Mint. Let's do that. Wonderful. All right. So let's hit to the next one, which is really identifying your financial goals. We want to look at what are your short-term and long-term financial objectives. And I want to present to you a particular way of doing this because, yes, we're constantly told to look at our short-term goals and write them down, and our long-term goals and write them down. And yes, I want you to do that. That is important. However, Sometimes this can seem overwhelming, especially looking at long-term goals. And it could just seem unattainable at times, or like I said, just challenging in some way, shape, or form, just depending on where you're coming from. And that's okay. Gotta remember to recognize where we are and meet yourself where you are. You're okay. But let's look at it this way. How do you eat an elephant? I think we know the saying, right? How do you eat an elephant? You know it, one bite at a time, right? So you can type that in the comments. One bite at a time. That's how we eat an elephant. And I want you to look at your short-term goals as your bites, and then your long-term goals as the elephant. And really look at all the little steps that it takes to get to your next level. And add in looking at it from a behavioral perspective. So, what are your short-term goals? Could a short-term goal could be as simple as downloading a financial app to help me track my spending habits. All right. And that can lead to a future long-term goal. It's really important that we understand and take account of every tiny bite it takes to achieve any audacious, bold financial goal. And I am always going to encourage you to make bold goals, set bold financials, and at the same time, being able to look at each step it takes to get there. So, one bite at a time, that's looking at your short-term and your long-term financial objectives, okay? And then the final step is really about becoming aware of your external fact advertisements, how do peer pressure influence your financial behavior. More of a toll on us than we can begin to realize. Whether you know it or not, I guarantee you, any or all of these elements impacts your financial behavior in some way, shape, or form. What needs to happen is awareness. We need to be aware of when and how it happens. And let me tell you, this being the time of year that it is, y'all already know. I don't even have to go into detail about how our financial behavior is impacted during the season of Christmas, the season of giving, receiving, all of that. Advertisements. I've shared with the group and with our family legacy experience community that neuroscientists are hired by major firms to work with them to determine your purchasing and spending behavior. How could they lure you in to buying their product? They spend millions and millions of dollars each year to wrap you around their finger. And all of that impacts us. The economy. We're not, we can't be blind to what's going on in the economy, wars that are happening. How is that impacting you and how you feel about your money and your money behavior? And then the environment that you're in. Peer pressure. Huge, huge, huge. That is the reason why we have the Legacy Build Group for First Generation Millionaires. Everyone in this group is here because they and we understand that it takes a community, it takes a village to get us to where we need to be. And we need to constantly plug ourselves in to these type of conversation in order to keep us on track. And it works the same way, whether it's money, whether it's food. And I talk about the health and wealth aspect, the fitness and finance. I am also a certified flexibility and fitness coach. So I have a background when it comes to fitness. And one of the things that I do is plug myself into communities, especially when it comes to food communities that help me to stay on track with the way that I want to eat and the way I want to treat my body. So while I'm not a vegan, I choose to eat a vegan, vegetarian influencers, as you would call them, because they provide recipes, just information, one that useful resources that I can use, but even more importantly, just to keep me focused so I don't stray into a direction that's, well, amygdala hijack, basically. So that is why I do what I do. And for you, you may not currently be a millionaire. You may not, you are a legacy wealth builder. And as that, you need to constantly stay plugged in to developing the mental attitudes and the actions of a legacy wealth builder. Because the moment you become unplugged, that peer pressure, those advertisements, and all the news will be right there to throw you off track. And I cannot emphasize that enough. So, plugged in, stay connected in order to get to where you need to be. So, that these are all the things that we need to recognize in order to elevate our money mindset going into 2024, being ready to see change, to feel and embody the growth and the freedom of a true legacy builder. Oh, I want to thank you all for joining me. Let me check the comments real fast as before we log off. Yes, you have to stay plugged in. That's right, Stacy. Repeated the last. Oh, can you repeat the last one? Yes, Markel. The last one was about how does the economy, advertisements, and peer pressure influence your financial behavior. So that is about becoming aware of the external factors that are impacting us. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to stay plugged in as next week we take our time to reflect the next R. If you have not done so, you still have time to download your journal so that you can follow along with me week by week. Share, stay plugged in. Let me see, you guys biting it one bite at a time. I love it. Okay, Jennifer, I spend intentionally. I think before I spend, I'm clear on what's important to me. Wonderful. Yes, continue with the intentionality of a legacy builder, and I will see each of you next Tuesday for another tea time as we go through the 4 Rs and prepare to elevate for a powerful 2024 money mindset. I'll see you next time.